Hello, I hope you're well. I thought I'd do a video about big talk instead of small talk, and one inspiration for this video is a visit to see a friend a few months ago, and she reminded me of these big talks that we used to have about philosophy, the meaning of life, that sort of thing, and I had forgotten about these big talks over 20 years ago. So I thought I'd do a video about big talk from the perspective of an autistic person. More recently at university, I went through what I call a philosophy phase. This involved reading Jean-Paul Sartre, Albert Camus, Samuel Beckett, Eugene Ionesco, and it honestly wasn't an attempt to make out that I'm this intellectual, like better than other people. I was just genuinely interested in the meaning of life and the theatre of the absurd. And I guess when I look back, that sort of literature resonated with me more because, I didn't know I'm autistic, but I did feel very set apart from the rest of the world. And here these authors were talking about alienation and feeling distant from the rest of humanity, and it really chimed with me. So I wasn't trying to be this know-it-all. I was at university to study English literature and education studies. I wasn't there to study philosophy. If I had wanted to study philosophy, perhaps I should have chosen that as a subject. But yeah, I got distracted, as was often the case when I was at university, read these philosophical texts, really enjoyed it, and yeah, it chimed with me, as I've said, because I felt less alone, I suppose. I don't consider myself to be especially deep. I'm just interested in the world and why the world exists and why we exist, and I just assumed that everyone had that curiosity in life. Why are we here? What are we doing here? Who are we? But apparently, though, that's quite a niche interest, or it seems to me to be that way anyway. And this quote that I'm about to share from Arlene at Artist on the Spectrum shows that my interest in the deep and meaningful aspects of life relates to not just curiosity, but also a need for safety. So many people actually choose to be ignorant, allowing themselves to be fooled and endangering others. So I'm going to share some more quotes now. Here's one from Homer. Trying is the first step towards failure. No, not that Homer. A man who has been through bitter experiences and travelled far enjoys even his sufferings after a time. Enjoy my sufferings? I don't think that's quite the case, although having said that, my sufferings did ultimately lead to me finding out that I'm autistic. I was very depressed a few years ago. That's been a recurring state of mind that I've had over the past 25 years, but I had a particularly bad time 4 years ago and I sought help. And as I've said in a previous video, I spoke with someone at an organisation called Crisis. She got me thinking about whether I might be autistic, the first ever person in my life to make me think about this, and all of that pain and struggle ultimately led to me finding out that I'm autistic. So I suppose I am grateful for my sufferings. So now I'm going to share some quotes from you guys. Nah, Jem, I think there's just one kind of folks. Folks, when we work on letting go of the need for validation from others and have the courage to be ourselves as authentically as we can, we actually inspire people around us to be more authentic as well. Ideologies taught me how to skate. Rest is a radical act of self-love in a world that glorifies exhaustion. Be kind to yourself, and let's be kind to each other. Thank you for listening, and take care.